Hey guys, what's going on? Vega here from SerpentX Special Forces, and in this video I want to go over how to optimize the delay times when you're plotting in parallel while Chia farming. And I know that was a mouthful, but before we get started, I got to give a huge shout out once again to Not Another Tech channel and the community who advised me to check out the PSChiaPlotter because the combination of the PSChiaPlotter slash PowerShell commands can actually show you a lot of information that can help you out rather than going through the logs individually and try to find the correct information or the information that you're really looking for to optimize your setup. So what you first need to do though is install the actual module, the PSChiaPlotter module. I talked about this in a previous video, so check that out. But just the basics of it is you need to install the module. You go to start. You go to type in PowerShell will normally come up unless you got PowerPoint, but PowerShell is what you want. Right click, run as administrator, and a window will open up. Now typically here we would install the module. We'll run this command, but I already have it installed. So instead I'm going to update, but these commands to install it is going to be down below. What you're going to bump into though is that it's going to warn you that it's not a trusted module, I guess you could say. And you need to tell your computer that you want to accept. I understand that might be a little bit sketchy or concerning, but in this case, I'm just going to update the module because I already have it. And here it goes. So untrusted repository, you're installing the modules from an untrusted repository. If you trust the repository, change it to installation policy value by running the set ps repository commandlet. In this case, I'm just going to hit yes, and it's going to update. And I can go ahead and run it. Let's see here. Yep. So now I can go ahead and run it. So I can run show PSChiaPlotter. I got to upgrade my execution policy, excuse me. So we're going to set it to RemoteSigned. There's a huge warning about this, and there's even a link right here in which you could go check it out. But I trust the individual who compiled this for us. So we hit yes, and now we should be able to run the application. Now we don't really need the plotter. It is going to hang for a minute before it actually loads up. It's actually on my right screen here. Here's the actual plotter, but we don't need this right now. What I want to focus on, even though this GUI is it's simplistic, gets the job done, and allows you to fine-tune or to kind of monitor everything as it goes. It gives you more details about the various plots that you have going compared to the wallet itself. But we're going to be focusing on optimizing things. So I want to play a video here that I recorded off of my laptop real quick. And I'm going to skip around. But of course we got to run as administrator. And then here are the various, and I'll have all these commands down below, but it's Get-ChiaPlottingStatistics, select first one, and let me read this to you. So when you do select first one, this will get you info from your first plot, which on the NAS was the ADATA SX8200 Pro. However, if we do Get-ChiaPlottingStatistics with no other variables, it will load all, but in a cleaner format that you can dig through rather than just the log itself and having to find every different parameter or every different time in which these plots completed. Additionally, there's more information that we can find out. Let me show you this real quick. So this is my main system. We're going to go back into PowerShell, and we're going to do it on my main machine. So I'm going to do just Get-ChiaPlottingStatistics, and it's going to be a lot of information, so give it a minute. See, that's a lot of plots that this machine, my main machine, has created to the NAS. I'm going to minimize this because I want to continue to go through the video. But all the various commands, and actually there's probably this entire notepad I'll have linked down below because it has little notes in it and everything. But you can see all the various plots that the NAS has developed over time, and it gives us a lot of good information. We can see how much memory we're using, how many threads. And right here, when I bumped the memory up to 6,600, it did drop the first phase time down. However, I see diminishing returns after we go above 4,000 megabytes of memory. So 4,000 on the mem is really a good spot to sit. I hear a number of people using that. The total plot times, as you can see me highlighting here for the SX 8200 Pro from AData, averages anywhere from the upper 4 hours to the low 5 hours. It really depends, again, on how many plots are going at the same time. And there's even some blank spots. And if we run this command here with a parameter measure average property phase 1 in seconds, we can actually identify how long it took to complete phase 1 of the plotting processes. Now it gives it to us in seconds. However, if we take that number and we divide it by 60, which is 60 seconds in a minute, we can identify how long it would take in minutes, how long we should delay phase 1, and that's 132 minutes. Now, my various drives that I talked about in the past, for the Corsair MP600, I would say I do an 80 to 100 minute delay, but I actually really need to be doing like 130 to 140 minute delay on that particular drive. Each drive is going to be different, but if you can identify where that drive likes to sit, I would say, at least for my system, anywhere between 80 to 140, depending on the drive, would be where I need to delay. Now, identifying additional information can be beneficial to me if I was able to do some plots on those drives. That's where the command Get-ChiaPlottingStatistic, select /first, and then 1, 5, 10, whatever. If I do a test where I'm plotting in parallel on a specific drive and only that drive, and it's 5 of them, I can get statistics to see how well that drive did. And that's what's beneficial. This information is super beneficial to me and to you as a whole, because you can really fine tune. Now on my main machine, because we only have the AData SX8200 on this system, but on my main machine, you can see that my various drives are identified here. We have I, we have C, we should also have a couple more G's right here. What else is there? J, M. M is the Micron drive. And we can see here, look how fast it got done with plot 1, or phase 1, excuse me. An hour 58 minutes. Now this is an NVMe Enterprise drive, PCIe 3.0, and it's really good drive. However, when my memory was overclocked, I was crashing, and you can see that I'm running at 4 threads at 4,000 on the mem, 4,000 megabytes on the memory. And you can see how fast I can move through the other plots. But you can see the one right above it is blank. What happened was it got hung up. When the system is plotting too many plots in parallel on a singular drive, you can crash your system. And what crashed my system was my memory overclock. I'm running the Crucial Ballistics max 4400 megahertz memory, and my overclock was too substantial. So you got a high CPU clock or memory clock, you might want to bring it down a little bit. But all of this information is very good. You're going to have to do it yourself though. Me just showing you numbers isn't going to really help you out. You got to really test and tune to see what your system likes. What is the average plot time for your first phase for that particular drive, and then that will help you get the delay, right? So we could see that it's an average of 1.4, 1.5 hours, 1.6, 1.63. So honestly, with this information right here, I can tell you right now that the average time, let's see here. So 60 times about 96 minute delay. So 100 minute delay, and an 80 minute delay is what I had it at previously. But really a 96 minute delay would be good for the Micron drive, while the other ones might be 140. And then the other drives that I might have might be, 180. And for the Crucial P2 that's in the system, I found that 200 to 300 will be good, because that drive really does tank. And that's actually, let me see here. That drive is actually G. So let's go look for G. So G here, the first phase took 2 hours and 33 minutes on that one. 274, 225. 217. And again, it depends on how many plots you're plotting in parallel, all at the same time on this one drive. But if you can space it out enough, you can really speed up the overall plot times, or for you to complete a segment of plots with no problem. The J drive or the Crucial P2 does not like it very much. And you can see here, even on my G drive, the average times went up quite a bit because I may have been plotting too much at once. And this is the Crucial P2. So 3 hours, I would say anywhere from 280 to 2.80 or 3.50. Let's see here. Let's get an average here. So 3.2 divided by 60. 192-minute delay. So 200 should be where I should be sitting with that Crucial. And this is just basic information, right? You're compiling the information that's already in the log in a nice, neat format in order for you to understand it and go from there. And you can see that over here, when I had the threads tested at all 24, which is really putting a hampering on my system, I did speed up the plot times, but of course you're outputting more heat. There was a couple of them that crashed. So there's a catch-22. What I would say is, throughout all my testing, 4,000 on the mem is good. Don't do all of your threads. Maybe either do 2 or 4. And again, I have the 5900X from the Ryzen 5900X from AMD. But doing all of your threads, I wouldn't recommend it. Memory does help out, but after a certain point, it's diminishing returns. And then of course, when I tried 12 threads, I actually improved a little bit. So putting too much thread on it seemed to negate or have a negative impact, while putting not enough on it can also have a negative impact. It saves some time. Overall plot time was down to 4 hours and 77 minutes, or excuse me, 4.77 hours, which is fast, right? But I've done faster with just 4 threads. For example, where did I see it? 412 right here, with just 4 threads and 4,000 mem. So throwing as much threads as you can and as much memory as you can isn't the solution to the problem. You got to fine tune your system to best fit what you have in your setup. Again, all the commands and my little notes next to each command will help you out. But in short, what you want to do is make sure you got the module installed, and then you can type in Get-ChiaPlottingStatistic and additional variables, which I'll have linked down in the description below, that can help you kind of get the information you need to really fine tune your setup. Sorry if this video was a little bit longer. I just wanted to share this with you. Continue to communicate with one another in the comments or in the various discords. It greatly helps out the community. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. That's pretty much it for me today. Do me a favor, on the way out, hit the like button, subscribe for additional content like this. Don't forget the notification bell, as well as the links in the description below to like dogelore.com, where you can get sweet merch from the Serpent X collection, Red Panda Mining, Not Your Normal Miner, and so much more that's available on there. And you guys just have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one.